Did you know that some of the best real estate professionals didn't start in real estate at all? Their unique background shaped their approach to the business, and today's guest is the perfect example. Lynn Marie Robinson, leader of the Lynn Group, has been serving Toronto's real estate market since 1993. Her journey from the retail industry to becoming one of Toronto's most trusted realtors is nothing short of inspiring. Lynn, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Cheyenne, and thanks for inviting me. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you. Navigating significant life changes like downsizing or moving to retirement residences can be overwhelming. What strategies do you use to ease the stress for your clients during this transition?
So I think we're talking about older adults?
Older adults.
Yep. Okay. 50 plus crew. Okay. So the most important thing, I think, when dealing with the 50 plus or older adults, 67, well, my last client was 97 actually, and I said, we're going for her birthday lunch. She's turned 97 and she's a whippersnapper. Anyway, is to be patient. So when I have an older adult that calls me, I know that nothing's moving quickly. I don't even take any information with me when I go to see them. I just say, we're going to have a chitty chat. Tell me your story. And I always start with, tell me your story. And they always have a story. This is what's happened. Maybe I had a stroke. I fell down. I've got early onset dementia. There's always a story. And most of the time they know where they're going. Sometimes they don't. But I just go there and ask them to talk to me. And it's about establishing the relationship. One thing I just started doing recently, because a lot of times when we speak to older adults, we yell at them because we just assume they're deaf, which is not true. So the last lady I went in, I said, I have a question for you before we get going. And she said, what's that? I said, are you hard of hearing? She said, no. I said, well, great. I won't yell then. She said, well, I appreciate you asking. And they do appreciate it because I've had...
Otherwise, you would have been yelling.
I would have been, and I've had people say, why are you yelling? Like, I was like, oh, sorry. So, and that usually people get a good laugh out of it too. So it's about being patient and kind and putting yourself in their shoes, feeling their pain, feeling what they're going through, and moving very slowly. And I do use a lot of humor in what I do because it is such a stressful, it's one of the biggest stressors in life is moving, period, no matter what age, to try to make it as stressless, if that's even a thing, or just to move a little more easily for them or with a bit of humor, then you're helping them along the path.
I love your humor, and I always tell you whenever I see you make me smile around the office whenever we talk. So that's a great quality that you have, and I'm sure that is helping you in your business as well.
Well, if you can't laugh, laughing's good for the heart. It's good for your health, and it's fun. So why not? Right?
Definitely. Real estate isn't just a career; it also shapes your life in profound ways. What has selling real estate enabled you to accomplish personally and professionally?
So that was a tricky question, and it's hard to think about what the answer is. I mean, being able to accomplish a long career, a successful career, that has also helped me have control of my time, and that you have to learn that.
Do you really have control of your time? You do?
I've learned how to
How do you do that? Because I don't.
So I learned how to say no. And what I did is I set a schedule that I thought was reasonable when I was available. So I start at 9, I finish at 9. Don't call me after 9 o'clock unless I'm working on an offer. On Saturday, I'll work from 9 to 6 and Sunday 11 to 5. Those are my hours. If people call me after those hours, I don't answer the phone.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If they call me at 8:30 or 6:30, I don't answer the phone unless we're working on an offer. If we're working on an offer, that's what it's all about, is buying and selling homes. Then that's different because there's a sense of urgency beyond everything else. But I've had people, once you answer phone at 11 o'clock at night, the next time they call you, it's 12 o'clock at night, or it's texting at 1 in the morning. If you let people do that, then they'll take more. So you have to respect your own time
And your boundaries.
and your boundaries. When you have children, I mean, a lot of people say, especially in real estate or busy professionals, that, I miss my children's concerts or soccer games or my husband's whatever, my wife's whatever. And I just decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And at the beginning, I'd say, oh, no, I can't show you this house at 4:30 because my daughter's Christmas concert is tonight. And then people would say, oh, your daughter's more important than I am. Well, maybe I should find another agent. And I've had people say
Has it cost you any deals or any clients?
Yeah, it took me a little while to figure that out. And so now I say, I'm sorry, I have an appointment at 5 o'clock. I'm available at 6 or 6:30. Would that work for you?
Okay.
So I'm not saying anymore that I'm going to a Christmas concert. I say I have an appointment. I'm sorry, I'm busy. And they don't need to know what I'm doing. And it's about respecting yourself and making your priorities. So that's learning how to do that. Allows you to live your life the way you want to live it, without guilt, because you shouldn't have guilt. The hours that we put in, you know what that's like, but you have to set your own boundaries.
What did it take you to come up with this strategy? And, how long did it take you to get to this point to do this?
So,
was it always like that from the beginning?
No, I would say probably it took me about 5 years in the business because there had to be boundaries. You can't just work 24 hours a day. And with technology the way it is, people, they expect that. But I have a lot of young clients too. I have clients, I don't have as many first-time home buyers anymore, but I do have a lot of people that were first-time home buyers that are move-up buyers now. And they know my parameters and they don't care.
Okay with that.
Yeah.
You pretty much train your clients, right?
I train my clients.
That's very respectable.
So, and the other thing that I found was very difficult is if you take on too many people, then nobody gets good service. So I only take 3 buyers at a time. So if I have 3 buyers that are active buyers and another person calls me or reaches out and says, I want to buy something, I say, I'm sorry, I'm maxed out right now. You can wait or I can refer you to somebody. And every single time I've ever said that, they've waited for me. The first time I said it, I was scared to death. But I found once I got into 4 or more people, then, they'd say,
you can't service them properly. You can't spend time for them.
No, you don't have enough hours in a day to do that. So you set those parameters and then they get good service instead of 4 or more getting poor service. Like, it's not fair to them, certainly. You're not doing yourself any favors either. So,
and I've also noticed that you kept your team very small. Mm-hmm. With that, let's say if you're taking 3 buyers at a time, why haven't you, or is there any reason you haven't expanded your team beyond what it is now?
So we just brought on full-time help, qualified full-time help, which we're very, very happy about. And we're getting all our systems really fine-tuned. And I expect that we'll broaden our scope a little bit as far as that goes so that we can
you can service more people.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice because I know your potential and your smiley face. A lot of people probably are missing out. So there are chances of those people benefiting from your services too.
Well, and I love helping people. I like seeing people succeed. That brings a big smile to my face. And I do think, even though there's a lot of real estate agents, there's enough business out there for everybody. And I love to see other people succeed in the industry because I know how hard it is. And so I'm very proud of you. Very, very proud of you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
What advice would you offer to someone considering a career in real estate, particularly those interested in specializing in transitional moves or working with seniors?
So starting in real estate, it has become a very difficult profession, I'm going to say. A lot of people start by joining a team, and that's for many reasons, because they learn the team leads systems. And it teaches them, they don't teach you that in real estate school, so it teaches you how to actually run your business. And it holds you accountable for what you're doing. The other thing with teams, when you have listings, and when you're a new agent, you tend not to get listings because people have skin in the game, they call it. When you're working with a buyer, they don't have any skin in the game. So they're happy to work with a new agent, but when they're selling their property, generally not happy to work with a new agent. And listings have become very, very difficult because they're expensive. So you need a lot of cash flow to carry listings. When you're a new agent, you tend not to have a lot of cash flow to carry listings, and you don't have the expertise to know whether it's a good decision or bad decision to take that listing. When you're new, you take anything, and it costs you a lot of money.
Some listings you're just giving away or not taking because it's not the right price or not the right listing to have.
So the most important thing for me for listings, and this is a little off topic, but it's that we're on the same page. I spend most of my time when I'm doing a presentation, I spend the background doing pricing. I think that's the most important, and managing the expectations on the pricing. So if we are on the same page with pricing, then we're good to go. If we're not on the same page, then it's a conversation, and depending on the differences, we may or may not take that business.
That makes sense.
Well, if you're spending $6,000 to $12,000 per listing, it's an investment, and you need return in your investment. And not being on the same page is a high likelihood that you're not going to get return on your investment.
A lot of sellers out there think that, you just put the listing on MLS and the listing sells for itself, but that's not the reality.
That is not the reality. So before I came here today, I had a client, and she said, it's very dark out. You don't have lights on your sign. I said, no, I don't have lights on my sign, but I'm going to see if I can find them for you. So I went and researched and ordered them, and there's solar lights, and her house is on a hill, and the sign's halfway up this big hill. So here I was climbing this hill with my screwdriver and my lights, trying to put them on the sign. And that's just one tiny little example of the things, and we do lots of different things. But back to work, as a new agent, the most important thing is to be consistent, get your CRM in place, and work it the way it's supposed to be worked, and be consistent. Tom Ferry says success is doing the boring stuff over and over again, and that's
day in and day out.
Day in and day out.
Day in and day out. I agree. In the beginning, I didn't realize that, and I started working through that boring stuff, and you may work it for 6 months to a year or even 2 years. You don't see any results, but then after you build that up, you start seeing the outcome. It's like planting a seed. You water it as you see a lot of sunlight. I think it was bamboo or some other plants that it takes like 5 or 6 years to grow. So you keep watering it, nothing happens, and then, after the 5 years mark,
off it goes. Growing.
Yeah, that's pretty much like real estate career, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it takes 3 to 5 years to really get going in the industry and make a decent income. And it's the boring stuff, and you have to make fun of it, schedule your time, and you can only do boring stuff for so long in a day. So I do it first thing in the morning when I'm freshest, and that's your calls, and your follow up and stuff like that.
Nice. Lynn, this has been an amazing conversation. Thank you for sharing your journey and insights with us. Before we go, how can our listeners connect with you and the Lynn Group?
So you can reach out at the Lynn Group TO on Instagram, and yeah.
And I guess your website?
Yes, thelyngroup.ca.
Thelyngroup.ca. I'm sure
you.
Everybody's going to benefit from your service. For those of you who are tuning in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And you'll see more episodes with more insight. Until next time.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you.